Hi guys, it's Ada from Poison Rock, of course, and today I have the pleasure to with me as the first time, hope not last, Suncraft. I have Rasmus with me. First of all, how's it going, Rasmus?
I'm fine. I'm doing very good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And I'm really pleased because I really like the sound I specifically request, when you got a bunch of PR band, mail, and I was like, I like, because this is a young sound. It's
Oh yeah,
not metal.
yeah,
I'm sorry. I I like metal, but I came from hard rock and rock, so that's
yeah, yeah.
this is my
Okay,
genre.
that's
So,
pleasant to hear. Yeah,
yeah, when I've the opportunity to have what I like to listen,
yeah,
I did jump in. So
yeah,
first, congratulations, because we mentioned before the sold out of the vinyl of Welcome to the Coven. That's
yeah,
a big milestone. I mean, completely sold out.
yeah, yeah,
And we're here to talk about the new release. So we just
yeah.
immediately just with the promo thing. So you're releasing the vinyl, as you said in the short clip before, in a promo, in a limited edition.
Yeah. So we originally released the album in November, and the batch that got sent to Europe was sold out so quickly that our record label and their European collaborator Stickman Records
Okay.
decided that they wanted to re-release it after just a few months. In I think January or late December, it was decided that we would go through with a new edition. So this time we're releasing it in a limited run red vinyl edition, as
Okay.
well as some more of the regular black vinyls.
Okay. So I mean, that's I mean, one thing like this, an album or a vinyl when sold out, it means that you're going really fucking well, which is
Yeah, yeah, we're very happy with that.
yeah.
It's a good thing. Yeah.
Before talking about Suncraft and the first album and the second one, and Welcome to the Common, just a little about your musical background, Rasmus. Like, who is Rasmus
Yeah.
before Suncraft,
Yeah.
before everything else?
Yeah, so I listened to a lot of hard rock and especially classic rock when I was a kid, and I wanted to learn how to play the guitar when I
Okay,
was young. And some mates of mine who I went to school with when I was around, I'd say 12,
okay,
13, they were going to start a band, and they needed
okay,
a bass player, and
okay.
they knew that I played played guitar, but I mostly played the acoustic guitar at that point. But they asked me, "Do you want to play?" And initially, I think I said I don't really I don't really want to, but I guess I'll try. I wasn't kind of that
Okay.
keen on playing in a band at that point. But yeah, I went along with it. I started playing the bass, and yeah, I've been playing in a band ever since. So I really
Okay.
enjoyed it. Really enjoyed making music and yeah, making being creative with my friends. So yeah, that was way back. This was like an emo band. It was like kind of
Okay.
My
Okay.
Chemical Romance inspired
Oh, that's
type of thing.
all of us at that phase. Let's admit.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely we had a proper emo phase. And
Yeah.
yeah, and but that wasn't really what I sort of enjoyed the most.
Okay.
So I started playing with um, another friend who was a drummer, and we were kind of inspired by Death from Above 1979, Royal
Okay.
Blood, some of these duos that
Okay.
existed, because I was a bass player, but I felt like the music was not
So, yeah.
I mean, I liked the music, and I think it was quite good, but it wasn't it wasn't very bass centric, and it was a bit
Okay.
different from what I wanted to play. So we started jamming and playing more together, and it was kind of more bluesy and more
Okay.
hard. And yeah, since then I started going to music school. Like we,
Okay.
we have this thing in Norway. It's called Folkehøyskole, which means basically people's high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's basically a 1 year thing where you go and you play. You can choose to study many different things. And
Yeah.
when I say study, that's kind of in quotes, because it's not very serious studying. It's more like kind of
Yeah.
hobby based, I'd say.
Sometimes, if correct me if I'm wrong, because that's what I heard. Like, if I remember correctly, talking about with my people, my friend from Norway.
Yeah.
Sometimes also you can have like maybe summer. kind of music school thing, like you can in some. I saw that like while I was going through Norway, like in we stopped in the village. A friend of mine was
Yeah.
telling me, "Oh, we had this in school summer music
Oh, okay.
summer, like in this village here, and they were gathering. I don't know, maybe it's
That I think that definitely exists.
yeah,
However, this kind of music school is usually like a 1 year thing from
okay,
September to like the middle of May. So
okay,
this is not
a year
during
school,
the summer, but
later,
some of the schools might do like a summer like crash
yeah,
course basically or something like that.
yeah,
But so this was like more like a 1 year thing where you go to the school, you live there, you live in like dorm rooms, and you eat
okay,
at the school, you hang out with people from the school. So we went to a place just south of Trondheim,
okay,
in like the middle of Norway, and it's that's where I met everyone who plays in Suncraft now. So
okay,
we started. This was in 2017,
okay,
and we started just jamming out. There were a bunch of us who liked specifically stoner rock. There were quite a lot of us
okay,
who enjoyed Kayas and Truck Fighters and Fu
okay, so yeah,
Manchu
yeah,
and stuff like that. Which is it's also really good music to jam to. Like it's very
yeah,
jam
I agree,
oriented,
I agree.
which is like super yeah, and that made it kind of a good sort of yeah kind of music to play in that setting, right, where you're living together, you have your rehearsal space, you go together and you jam out, you yeah play together. And Suncraft was just this kind of loose jamming project until we
Yeah.
made a demo and submitted that to a kind of competition, really,
Okay.
for something called Trondheim Calling, which
Okay.
you might be familiar with, but it's basically like industry festival, like so
Okay.
music
Like
business festival.
the name, yeah.
Yeah, where they do panel talks, they do like
Okay.
sessions, they do all these things for
You're
musicians. They have like
yeah.
meetups where you can meet labels and promoters and people to work
Trondheim.
with. Yeah, in Trondheim they do
It's
this in
beautiful. Yeah.
oh yeah, it's beautiful in Trondheim. Yeah,
Um,
and then we won that competition, so we got to play there,
okay.
which was really good. But at
That,
that point we had only written one song, so we had to like really get going, and we had
oh
like a
my God.
month to write
Okay. If,
yeah like
so,
30 minutes of music or something like that.
so
So
you
that's
felt like a rush in a ride.
yeah. We were kind of just taking it slow and taking our time, and then all of a sudden we had to come up with a lot of music really fast. And yeah, that since then we've played together, we've stuck together, we've had some
Okay.
lineup changes,
Predicting that. It's no.
but since then we have yeah we've kept it going since then. So that was in 20 that was 2017, and now yeah we've been playing for 8.5 years, I guess.
It's almost 10 years, like next year. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
such a, oh my God, that's the time flies. Let's
Time flies.
talk about the time because
Yeah.
so that's older. We want to stay young forever. Let's keep
Yeah.
it our emo face up, and I'm gonna take 30 seconds to Mars back after.
Yeah.
So, because
Yeah.
I can, also this shows that first of all, let me say that and here as I also have this kind of confirmation that in Norway, like this is a really good opportunity. Like it's promoting a lot for music, and I
Yeah.
must say also Finland as Sweden, they promote a lot the music, and it's not the first time that I'm hearing this. And
Yeah.
whether it's rock, whether it's I love because I've been a lot knowing and interviewing and being friend with all those people in the folk music scene.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
in Midgårdsblot, that people from
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah. 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 Midgårdsblad.
yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's where I was. People from there with that from there I was living with.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So they are kind of based everywhere, but they really there's a beautiful community that I'm seeing also in different genre in Norway. There's a beautiful community and supporting, and
Yeah.
when the also institutions support the youth to play,
Definitely. Yeah.
that's that's how you can really believe that you can work with music.
Yeah. Definitely.
And also
Uh,
that you guys
yeah.
won a competition, so you already started, like you won a competition, you're releasing a vinyl. I mean, how many accomplishments Suncraft got?
What that
How many accomplishments?
oh how
You,
many accomplishments?
yeah, you get
I guess that depends on how you define it, but we have been lucky in like winning the contests. We've won a few different contests actually. We won like a scholarship through a festival where we got to play at the festival, and we also got like scholarship to or a scholarship might not be the right word, but we got like a sum of money is basically that
Oh,
because we won the competition. And yeah, I'm not allowed to say just yet, but we are also
oh,
maybe gonna be playing in a. We've just entered a competition again in Norway for playing one of the festivals in Norway, which is very very cool. And
I well,
yeah,
well, true.
we also maybe our sort of biggest accomplishment, or the thing we've done that might be the biggest, is we got to play in the Netherlands through a cultural exchange
Mm.
kind of program
Oh,
on a it's like a massive free festival where in Delft, a city called Delft, which is not too far
okay.
outside of Amsterdam. That was a huge festival, and we got to play at I think 11 in the evening, like super
Ooh,
late,
but it's
when
a
it
good
was just
time though.
absolutely packed. And I kid you not, like somewhere between 7 and 10,000 people, like a massive crowd.
Beautiful.
And that was huge. That was mind blowing. That was something different.
I mean, and also I understand why the Welcome to the Coven went sold out. Come on. I mean,
Yeah,
all those people were like, we want 10,000 copy for us.
yeah,
So, and you have to release more vinyl. In a month, I will receive another email, another release, another pressure for another release.
yeah. That would be good. Yeah,
Yeah, but of course, I mean, since we just mentioned like you are in Iraq, but who are the other guys in Suncraft? Let's
yeah.
introduce
So
them. Let's give them a shout out.
let's give them a shout out. Yeah. So the other people in Suncraft are Tobias, who's the drummer.
Okay.
He's born and raised in Oslo, and yeah, he really brings a lot of the sort of yeah, when we started playing with him, he has like a lot of metal chops, like he can do a lot of sort of blast beats and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So he really brings that to the table. That's like a tool that we can use when we write songs. We also have Sigurd and Vebjørn and Jens, who are all
Okay.
the guitarists. We're like kind of blessed to be playing with three really good guitarists who are all quite different. Um, Jens, who is a very creative guy, he's got ADHD, which is kind of a superpower for him because he is so good at just being creative,
Focus and
flow,
like,
letting,
yeah,
yeah, just hype, like focusing and just kind of spewing out ideas, which really makes
that's good.
the process kind
Yeah,
of fluid, right? And things just kind of flow naturally.
yeah.
Um, we have Sigurd, who's a more kind of analytical guy, I'd say.
You got it all.
He's
Like,
yeah. We have like the different characters. He's kind of I'd say analytical, and he's very um, he's quite like creative. Like I'd say
yeah,
he writes things that usually he'll just start playing something and it's like,
yeah.
oh, that's something that just instantly sounds like something cool that we should do something with.
Good.
And then there's Vebjørn, who's kind of, yeah, I don't know, I'd say he's the kind of social glue of the gang. He's
Yeah,
like very much just a very sweet guy who yeah, also brings to the table, like sometimes he'll just write a song and throw that out there. And he's also yeah, oh, such a performer, like a live performer. He's
yeah.
such an entertaining guy to look at. So yeah,
So,
he's really good. And then finally, there's me. I play bass and vocals in Suncraft.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's like you really are showing like that Suncraft is really um bond band. Like you're really like fun to each other. Like because each
yeah,
one of them is like having no different characteristic, but
yeah,
also connected all of with the friendship and then maybe same
yeah,
taste in music, some and I don't know. And when it's like that, each one of them bringing even different aspect of personality together, I think you have the most eclectic but also
yeah,
interesting music. I think that's how it can sound because, and of course, like because you said in 2017, 2000, there was the
yeah,
EP. But then 2021, we had
yeah,
Flat Earth Rider.
yeah,
So of course, I mean, it wasn't, let's not remember with the best time of the through like it was 2020, but the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it was the first album. So of course, guys,
yeah,
it was like because just go through AP and then go to the debut album. It's like
yeah,
this is a big step. Like we want to do it. So what was the when it was the moment when you guys said, okay, now we won, now we have this, now we're gonna take it seriously, not anymore like a competition or just
Oh
a
yeah,
summer school.
you mean the first
Yeah,
album, the
yeah,
process? Yeah, that was so we had released the EP, and we were thinking, okay, next time we should do an album.
okay, you already had the idea.
And yeah, so we released the EP, I think, in 2019, and then quite soon after that we started just making music for what we were thinking was going to be the album. Um, However, quite soon after that, lockdown hit, which was kind of a blessing in disguise for us because we had
Okay, gives
a
you
lot
time.
of shows planned for that spring, and it was looking kind of hectic, and we had set like a studio date
Okay,
during the summer. And all of a sudden, we couldn't play any of those shows, so we had more time on our hands to sort of write the music.
okay,
So yeah, during that time we were also living together. Three of us were living together at that
okay.
time. We
So
were
that
living
was
in a collective.
important.
Yeah, so we kind of in that period we really focused on the band. We went to the rehearsal space quite a lot and practiced and wrote music all throughout that summer. And then midsummer, like July, we went
Right.
into the studio and recorded it in 2020. So that was
It's
yeah, like 2020, like you said, it was a rough period in
yeah,
many
but
ways, but I think for us it was really good to have the band,
to
to have
focus.
something to do, and have something to focus on, and
Yeah,
something to
I mean, it
yeah,
gave,
I guess distract us and
yeah, but
make us feel productive, right,
yeah,
in that
because of course it
time.
gave you that the release to the first record, and then because now with the Welcome to the Coven in the second full length that is going quite really good.
Yeah,
It's like I mean, I think it's just a non-stop thing. Like, okay, we
yeah,
release it, and I'm gonna play, and I'm gonna do the third one, I'm gonna play, so forth, so on
yeah,
and so forth.
yeah,
And of course, like since that day that you played in that competition in
yeah,
2017
yeah, yeah,
until Welcome to the Coven, how much
yeah.
this changed?
How much the sound has changed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's changed quite a bit in quite many ways. I think that the, some of the like biggest changes are, I think there's like three things I could say. Like, first of all, I think there's like a broader set of influences. Like, you'll have less stoner,
Okay.
less of this pure kind of stoner thing, which we're not really that interested in anymore, in
Okay.
doing this kind of pure, like, let's just write stoner and
Okay.
be very sort
Okay.
of genre defined, right? And instead try and sort of treat all these rock and roll and metal subgenres as like this kind of playground that we
Ah,
explore more or less freely, right? So I think that we kind of wanted to do that from early on, but
okay.
I think we've been able to sort of explore in more directions than we did before, like the eclecticism, right?
Yeah.
The variation that's there. I think secondly, I'd say that there's less blues, like less bluesy
Okay.
influences. So along that's kind of two sides of the same coin. When you go away from stoner rock and stuff like that, you kind of explore
The
different
blue.
tonalities,
Oh, yeah.
different sort of harmonies and different ways of singing. So I think that's also a very big shift from the first record to the second, because the first record is very much especially on the vocals, a lot of it is more blues oriented, more like classic rock oriented.
Okay.
um
It's
yeah,
kind of
I'd say at
showing a
least.
mature, like kind of growing, like
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
um definitely. So, and then the third thing, I'd say it's a lot faster. Like, the music is more sort of upbeat, up tempo, and kind
Yeah.
of like a bit more sort of in your face, I'd say.
Straightforward.
Yeah,
Yeah, like a
a bit more
straightforward.
straightforward, a bit more to the point. So I think those
That's
are kind of the main changes that we've kind of
okay. That's
done since that time.
yeah, because I think you also started to understand what is fit for you, like, and
Yeah,
also
yeah,
that with different, each one of us is different, bring different thing to the rehearsal room, to the while
yeah,
recording, and I think also why you guys go through the recording process and you see, like in the mastering, whatever in the production, say,
yeah,
"Right,
yeah,
I'm gonna change that, I'm gonna change
yeah,
this,
yeah,
and that's I think what because of course I can ask you like because I wasn't in this 10,000 live show festival. I was,
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't also when I did you guys
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
that. You
Yeah.
were maybe in Sicily back then. Sorry, in
Yeah.
Italy. Because,
Might have been,
but
yeah.
yeah. So of course, I would like to ask, like, how are Suncraft live? How do you sound live? Like, if someone should have like see you live, how would you describe like your own performance?
I would say that we try to put on a very energetic show. Like
Yes.
that's to us, and especially to me, sort of personally. I think the music that has resonated most with me
Yeah.
since growing up was energetic music, music that kind of gets you pumped, that gets you
Yeah.
feel like this kind of power trip kind of music,
I
and music
agree.
that's kind of loud and unashamed and just kind of
I agree.
has that kind of fuck it attitude, right?
Yeah.
And I think that that is something we kind of want to bring to the table and want to kind of show and sort of try to think. We try to think that the audience kind of wants to see just an energetic sort of explosion of energy and a kind of captivating energetic performance. So yeah, we trying to go at it sort of not holding back anything and sort of
That's good.
yeah, be use our bodies, be expressive, be
It's important.
yeah, being energetic. And what always kind of ends up happening, or not always, but most of the time ends up happening, is that when you give the audience energy, they kind of want to give it back, right? So then
Yeah.
you kind of
Change.
it's yeah. So instead of just kind of standing around and watching, you'll kind of get people going.
Of course.
Maybe you'll have mosh pits,
Yeah,
you'll have stage
exactly.
dives, you'll have stuff like that, and that's kind of the real magic
Yeah.
of rock and related genres. I,
Yeah,
I
no,
think.
like, and also that what I like about this is that when is like, I don't know, like I mentioned of course Suncraft because I'm talking and I'm talking like if I
Yeah,
have to listen Suncraft during the day because maybe I don't know I don't have the chance to see you live at the moment. It's a what I want feel and perceive is not just like maybe because we are so surrounded with many negativity that I need you sometimes you need something to cheer up. It doesn't mean like a super happy punk, but it means also something straight to the face, something energetic, because we need energy. We are so,
yeah, yeah,
living in our world full of thoughts and things. Sometimes we need to shut down the thoughts and
yeah, yeah,
let's go. So
yeah,
that's why I think your music would be really good for many. Just shut down the brain and just put
yeah.
the music, just walk, scream, I don't know, dance. It's weird, but people can even dance with any music.
Yeah.
I know for a fact.
Yeah.
But also going to lyric wise, which is because of course I'm not. If I ask you which is the first album, let's focus about the last one, which is
Yeah.
the main topic of the last album, the last full length, or at least what you're gonna try to say with your music.
Yeah. I think that there are a few sort of main sort of topics
Okay.
with this
Okay.
album, and I think some of it has to do with like the feeling of, I think, anger, right? So anger and sort of the kind of times we're living in, and
Yeah.
I think that the album is written. It's like, obviously it's written a few years ago now, and I think that it's kind of inspired by or sort of motivated by sort of seeing all of these sort of
Yeah.
uh, angry tendencies in society, I guess, and especially the fact that we are also surrounded by a media structure
Exactly.
which amplifies anger and fear
Yeah.
and these feelings, right? So it kind of amplifies some of these kind of negative um, tendencies, I guess you
Exactly.
could say. So some of the songs are very clearly about that. And I think the other songs are kind of also about living through
Yeah.
this period, and especially some of it has to do with sort of um, I would say it's kind of also intended as a sort of feminist rock and roll record, like Welcome to
Okay.
the Coven, like Witches, um,
Okay. That's it.
Forgotten Goddess, the final song. There's something there about sort of um, all of this outrage that
Yeah.
a lot of men feel towards women these days, right? You have the
Yeah.
the red pill people. You'll have kind of these kind of fascists or
Yeah. For
neoconservatives that are kind of taking over and are
my
yeah, 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 um, and that are so conservative and more conservative than previous generations, and so sort of thinking about how women should live their lives, and what sort of the natural rights of men to sort of access women's bodies and all of these things. So it's kind of it's written definitely with this in mind as well, and kind of how like to take two songs that are kind of mirrors of each other. Welcome to the Coven, the title track, which is a song that is about sort of being unafraid of who you are, and especially in terms of like not living in the fear that you're kind of exposed to from these kind of hateful voices. And it's written sort of inspired by a close friend of mine who's transgendered, who came out as a woman, I guess you'd say in 2021 or something like that, and it's kind of inspired by that. It's sort of meant to be like an empowering song in that way.
And it was important. That's in 2025. It's still like like when we have to say someone just got has to say. Still, that sounds almost ridiculous because no one has to say what someone is like. It should be natural, like
definitely.
Still, there are people and in the world that are afraid, or like maybe think one or twice to just I can say that I'm like that, but it's something that is really like unbelievable. It's So thank you for writing this, because especially in this country and in the other across the pond,
across the pond as well.
way conservative. People are scared to be
and it is scary. It is scary. So it's kind of so that's like the one sort of side of it, is this sort of this anger that I think that I feel on behalf of my friends and of the women in my life, and this kind of fear, right? And on the other hand, you have this kind of what I find this kind of ridiculous fear on the other side, which is so you have the song Wizards of the Anger Magic, which is kind of, then you have the Wizards of the Anger Magic. It's kind of silly. It's intended to be a bit silly, and that's more about sort of the I guess the people who have created this architecture of media, like the media structure of like Twitter, Facebook, all of these social media sites that are amplifying conservative right-wing anger, right?
Exactly. If they should help us, I think the same time can help us somehow, but then you scroll the next post and that someone says, no, don't do that. Like, so thank you for putting this. This is perfect kind of face-to-face feelings, which is could be like this anger going to this, because it's not kind of like in a funny way. It's said really like in a way that it could make people think, like wake up, we need to wake up. So we can say that the last full length is really like a kind of a alarm clock to the human mind. Literally, because honestly, I mean, and really thank you for writing this from women, and from the women's side is not taken for granted, because it's also sad, say it's not taken for granted, because it should be like, as there are many songs, but we still live in this country that is sometimes we have to be afraid to be who we are. But even if it's just, I don't know, a woman or a man have to be afraid of how we think. Let's imagine like someone that, I mean, bisexual, whatever. I mean, just be free. What, there are no roles. Who invented roles, even in relationship? Like, I know many people that are polyamorous and are happy, even more happier, even more than people that in a marriage. Be happy. Who just no one bothers anyone. Just the 60s just say love and peace. That's what they used to say.
Love and peace.
Why don't we can have that again? But this is a time, like I said, we always have to kind of look a little bit with social media, with let's say aside, like just I'm on social media, but I have to keep in mind which are my ideals and not let my brain be contaminated with all the bullshit that are around, which is not easy. And that's when I think when it comes to, so yes, people make that the welcome to the Coven vinyl get sold out. So
hell yeah.
No, this is true because, like I said, it's like, and of course, like before we end really quickly, if we want to give to people just also one song for the first album and one song for the second album, just to identify the sound, which one to so the people can just go and listen to both of the album. Which song which we're gonna would like to suggest?
I think the best song to check out from each of our albums would be the title tracks.
Perfect. You
Yeah.
were really clear, like perfect like that. So,
Yeah.
of course, let's say, of course, I will put the link for when people can find the copy, which is on Stick On Records. I will put the link. And do you have any live show planned for this summer?
Yeah, we do. So we have, summer is we don't play that much
Okay.
during the summer, but we have during the spring. So over the next month, we have quite a lot. It's almost exclusively in Norway, but
I mean, I have people in Norway. We can say that.
yeah. So we're playing in Oslo on the 16th of May
Okay.
this weekend. On the 24th and 25th,
Okay.
we are going to Arendal and to Kristiansand.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we are going to Trondheim once in May and once in June. So we're playing a festival in June. I think it's the 13th of June. I can't exactly remember.
But social thing.
Yeah, around that time, and then I think around the 20th of May we play also in Trondheim. That's our own show with another band from Oslo called Astral Plane, which is a really cool stoner band. And we also have one gig in Denmark. We have our first show in Denmark, but that is I think it kind of I'm not sure if that's open to the public. It's kind of this festival or sort of party that I think it's kind of invite only, but it's apparently quite big. It's for like a club. It's like a big Danish club for I think like bikers. I think it's like a biker club.
A motorcycle event, maybe.
Yeah, a motorcycle event kind of thing. So they said that like
That's
anywhere
cool,
from 1,000 to 2,000 people attend here, and it's kind of
you're
usually
already used to 10,000 people, so people is nothing.
Yeah.
I also guess you guys are gonna have some European, like Central European tour soon.
Yeah, we are. That's our goal. We are working towards it, and we are so this re-release. We are working with Stickman Records and sort of trying to. We have sent out quite a lot to German festivals and festivals in Central Europe. So we are trying to break into that market, but that is not something that we've been able to. We haven't had results with that yet. But I have high hopes that given a little bit of time, we'll be playing.
You're in good hands with Mona. Don't worry about that. She's amazing. Really, she is. Believe me, she's one of the best. For me, it's the best PR that she is.
Yeah.
But also, if you need any tips or thing, just send me a DM, whatever, and
will do. Thank you so much. Yeah,
and I will give you some names or something about that. It's not a problem. And I don't know if you're working currently in of course, I mean, there is the new vinyl reissue, but you're working towards new music the same?
Yeah, we are. So we're going in the studio in the winter of next year.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So we have a lot of songs that we're kind of juggling, I guess, riffs and song ideas and stuff. It's like quite fluid at the moment.
But we're to play live.
Yeah. And so we're kind of playing live, and we have a lot of songs that we're writing, and we're trying to sort of put together a new record that hopefully is going to do even better than the previous ones. Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say let's give a catch up in I don't know, in winter, in autumn, to see how it's going. And thank you so much. It was a pleasure, Rasmus. And your greetings.
It was a real pleasure, Ada. Thank you.
And next time you're around Italy, let me know.
I will, Ada. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
All right. Have a good day. Yeah. Bye.